So emotional support animals kind of don't exist in Canada. Yes, technically they do. We do not register them because they are not a legal thing. So they're more of a thing in the US. In Canada, you can get a doctor's note that says, like, this is an emotional support animal. It just gives you no rights. There's no public access rights with it. There's no rights to fly on Canadian airlines. You can on US airlines, but otherwise there's nothing. Like, that's just not a thing in Canada. Emotional support animals and service dogs are two very, very different things. This is Theo. He is my service dog. He's taking a nap. I mean, I make him work really hard. So emotional support animals were kind of more popular a few years ago, where many people were getting their animals certified this way. That way they could fly with them. And that caused problems. We all saw those stories of like peacocks, horses, things like that on planes. And while I really do believe that emotional support animals and service dogs do so much for people, the problem is that there's limited regulation. And so there typically aren't training standards they have to meet, and that causes trouble. So while I cannot, and I'm not judging you or your dog, I do not know how your training has gone. They might be the best dog in the world. Registering a dog as an emotional support animal is not going to do anything for you in Canada. The only way it will benefit you is if you get a note from your doctor saying it is an emotional support animal. It has to come from a doctor. It cannot come from a therapist or something. However, it can come from a psychiatrist because they are a doctor. It is a note you would then need to take for planes. Only US airlines will allow it. It is not going to help you anywhere else in Canada. I have a few friends who have done this to take their dogs abroad when they are flying to Florida and things like that, and there are a limited number of airlines that will allow it, and your dog still needs to be small enough to fit on general airline regulations. Mine is not. My little beastie is big, so it wouldn't work for him anyway. But in Alberta, it's not going to make a difference day to day. It's not going to allow you public access rights to stores and things like that. Now, I will preface all of this with, to my understanding, so, or I don't know, whatever the word is at the end. Sorry, I'm very tired. To my understanding. So now certain stores may have different policies, but Canada-wide, the legal, basically, classification for emotional support animals doesn't fully exist.